It's starting to feel like summer. WWE Mattel Elite Series 86 SummerSlam Edition. Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel. As today on the channel, we're unboxing Mattel WWE Elite Series 86, the old SummerSlam edition, Seth Rollins, and a very cool looking figure I'm very excited to open up. But remember, you can find these and a whole lot more on ringsidecollectibles.com. Use discount code Kyle, save 10%. But Seth Rollins, a stalwart of the WWE lineups for the last few years, and a hometown boy a little bit for my area, as he's just a couple hours down the road. And when he was first started wrestling, he wrestled on a ton of indie shows in my area. I tell the story all the time in the Seth Rollins reviews, but I remember the first time I ever met Seth in person, Tyler Black back then, and Cody, yeah, whatever. But first time I met him, I remember walking into the back of the locker room, and there he was back in a corner all by himself, reading Harry Potter. He was very interested into Harry Potter, and I remember telling one of my friends in the back, I said, hey, who's the nerd in the back reading Harry Potter? That's what I said. I said that, and look at him now. He's probably reading Harry Potter in a mansion somewhere over in Davenport, Iowa, but that's neither here nor there. But we're going to do it like we normally do it. We're going to take a look at the packaging first. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. So let's take a look at the packaging on this one. So there's old Seth. Now, it's always interesting to me how the SummerSlam Elites are in the main line, where the WrestleMania Elites are kind of their own series. Same with the Royal Rumble Elites, too. So it's always interesting how that kind of goes, and it's just a one-off during the line. We get the cool SummerSlam graphics, SummerSlam colors to the packaging. It's truly just a one-off thing, I guess. It's really interesting, but we've had it the last few years, so I guess we shouldn't be surprised. I think the major 4 pay-per-views should all have their own packaging and be part of the Elite line, or make them separate from the Elite line. That's what I think, but it doesn't matter what I think. But here's the packaging here. You can tell those SummerSlam graphics. We got that old seal of approval we love so much. You got Seth Rollins' name here. You got SummerSlam. You got a glamour shot. Looking really cool. This is probably the most excited I've been for a Seth Rollins figure in a long time. I think this gear looks amazing on him, and I think the figure is going to really pop. And we'll compare it to the Rey Mysterio figure that this is based on later on in the video. You got the True Effects logo up here, you got the Elite, and you got the bright colors there. Bright. It's summer. It's summertime. Not really, but we'll pretend it is. Just pretend we're in August and we're watching this video right now. Just play along. There's a little glamour shot of Seth right there. Looking only like he could look, some might say. And then you got the other side here. A little glamour shot. I like this little swoosh right there, and the Elite logo down below. And, of course, we get to the back of the packaging. So there he is, Seth Rollins, same as we saw on the other side. There's the rest of the group right down below, so you can see that. And then we got a little blurb. You know we got to read and see what this is all about. Let's see what it says about old Seth Rollins. From Davenport, Iowa, like I said, right down the road. Weight 217 pounds, height 6'1", career highlights, Universal Champion, WWE Champion, Intercontinental Champion. The Monday Night Messiah made Dominic Mysterio his greatest sacrifice for the greater good at SummerSlam 2020. So there you go. We all remember that. It just seems like yesterday, SummerSlam 2020. I don't know. Time is so hard to mess with these days. I can't figure out if I'm coming or going or what day it is half the time. Part of the fault of COVID, we'll call it. Dominic Mysterio, they mentioned here, I've got a word that he's getting an Elite figure later on this year. So be prepared for your first Dominic Mysterio Elite. I guess it's warranted, I guess. He's been around. He is still wrestling. One thing interesting that this is the first time I've seen on the back of the packaging here is Mattel, empowering the next generation through play. A little blurb down here. So they're empowering the next generation through play and the old generation as well. So they're getting everybody here. But I think maybe it's trying to get kids to buy toys and play toys and use their imagination and get off the iPads. We deal that with at my house. I always tell my kids, go play with some toys. Don't just sit on that iPad all day. But it's a losing battle. I think all us parents are losing. But let's get down to it. Let's get down to opening this bad boy. Let's see what's going on here. First thing I see is the old SummerSlam backdrop. Pretty cool. It'd be cool if it was a big mural that connected, but it doesn't do anything like that. So it is what it is. SummerSlam. It's neat. See you later. It's neat to get that special packaging once a year in the Elite line. But like I said, I'd like to see it 4 times a year. Do a Rumble one, do a Survivor Series, do a WrestleMania, and do a SummerSlam, and put it in the natural line. But at the same time, I do like it when the WrestleMania and Royal Rumble are separate, because guess what? That gets us more figures, and that's either good or bad for some of you guys out there, I know. Soaking this in right away, we got, oh, just a little piece of fuzz on his arm, thankfully, not a paint mark. Very small figure. This Seth Rollins, especially how he's crouched in the packaging, makes him look smaller than he actually is. There he is in the old plastic prison, right there. Got 2 extra hands, and he comes with a kendo stick, like a young Sandman is what Seth Rollins is. I'm sure that's what he said. You know, I could be like a young Sandman. Hardcore hack. One of the stalwarts of ECW. My favorite, of course. I love me some ECW. Got the jacket. We'll get him out of here. I almost said, hey, no twist ties, but we got one little tie here. Just cut it out. Oh my gosh, 2 ties. I'm not even close. We got ties all over the place. Can I get it? Saw it out. There it is. There it is. See you later. Up high. Towards the sky. Alright, let's pull out this kendo stick. Very cool to get a kendo stick. We don't get weapons like this all the time. It's been a little while since we've got weapons in the Elite line. We don't get them like we used to back in the Jax days, where everybody came with a kendo stick, a baseball bat, a grocery cart, a trash can, sometimes an old mattress, maybe a dirty toilet. You never knew what you were going to get in the old Jax days. But I like this kendo stick. Correct me if I'm wrong. I know somebody will. The last time I remember getting kendo sticks was probably, was it a battle pack with the Authors of Pain? And I think that might have been a split kendo stick, if I remember right. We got 2 open hands. These open hands are a little bit big, but they are the open hands. We've seen them before. And then we get to Seth Rollins here. So this is his SummerSlam. Okay, good. That matched up. The paint looks good on this one. There's one little speck on his butt. What do you do? But I love the Mysterio, the Rey Mysterio inspired gear. I think it looks extremely solid. Something about purple, purplish pink. I guess with that, it's almost more pink, where the Rey is a little more purple. But we'll call it a purplish pink. But a very underrated color. We don't get a lot of elites that way. And we got the old Polly Pocket style vest with this one. Say what you will. I don't know. I think it works better with this in this case. Maybe I'm wrong. Sometimes it's soft goods. Sometimes it's this. I don't know. I don't know how a soft goods one of this would look against that. I don't know if it would fit together. It feels like this fits more. I can't explain it. But he does got a lot of chest hair on him. It's not the old school real fur Shawn Michaels type chest hair, but he's got quite the chest hair amount. He's got the man bun going on. Of course, they got his tattoo up on his back. Got the Monday Night on the side. At first, I didn't think that lined up at all and wasn't possible to line up, but luckily it does. And then you got the question marks all over with his knee pads. A solid figure. Yeah, that's what I was looking at. It's on the back here. It's got some of the Monday on the back here. There's no way to really line that up. So it does look a little strange. It is a little nitpicky, but it is true. And I believe the kendo stick, wasn't it SummerSlam where he beat Dominic with this pretty hard for a long time? I think that might be the case. And that might be the significance of the kendo stick. Let's see if we can get this on fairly easy. You never know how some of these things are going to go on. Sometimes they're extremely challenging. Sometimes they're pretty easy. This one seems to be fairly easy. And I will definitely display him with this on. I just think it looks better. It gives the whole package to us is what we'll call it. But I like the looks of this one. I like the looks. I don't know about the blank stare on his face. It looks like somebody just told him his dog died. So he's kind of got a little like dead in the eyes look going on. Yeah, he's got a lot dead in the eyes look going on. But it's all right. I guess we don't... I almost would rather have actually a maniacal Seth Rollins, like a crazy expression on his face. I think that would have been pretty solid. But... we didn't get that there, so we'll put that kendo stick back in. There he is. Does he fit on a ringside collectible stand? You know he will. He's got to. He's got to. And he does. Hey, all right. Celebrate. So there he is right there. Now let's grab the Rey Mysterio he's based on. Now, like I said, Rey was a heck of a lot more purple in his Halloween Havoc gear. I forget what year. Was it Halloween Havoc 96? Could be going out of limb. We've gotten this set a few different times. We got this Rey a few different times. We got it in, what was it, Jax Best of WCW. We also got it in the Jax Deluxe Aggression Classic Superstars line. I think it might even have been a Ringside Collectibles exclusive. I got it right in the other room, but one of his most iconic outfits ever, and I think for somebody of my age, if they say, hey, what's Rey's most iconic outfit, this is going to be one of the first ones you think of. I think there's no way around that, as this one was really cool at the time, and it still holds up, and I like Seth's little tribute. You know, obviously in the show, it's, hey, he's against Rey, but this really was a tribute, I think, when you get down to it. So do they look good together? Not as good as I thought they would, as this one is a lot more pink and this one's a lot more purple, or I'm a whole lot colorblind. I'm not sure. It could be one or the other. But I still like this Seth Rollins. I'm not the biggest Seth Rollins fan in the whole entire world. I respect the guy who's from around the corner. Good for him. I remember him in the indie shows. You know, but I got a hometown boy made good, I guess. But he's not my favorite wrestler. He's not in the Terry Funk Ultimate Warrior category. Maybe he will be someday. Maybe he'll slap some face paint on and he'll be next level from there. But I do doubt it. But I do love the way this was brought together. This is probably my favorite Seth Rollins figure, really, at the end of the day. I really like the looks of this crazy pink colors. I like bright colors. Shocker, I know. But then the addition of the kendo stick, I would like a little bit of a maniacal facial expression. I'm sure we'll get that down the road. But I do like it. I think they hit this one right on the head. I think Mattel did a really good job with this Seth Rollins. But what say you? Do you agree with that? I know a lot of people like this Rey. This Rey is actually pretty hard to get now. It was a very weird series that wasn't really out in the stores a whole lot, and it was on discount real cheap, and it's just a mess. Like, some of those old Elite lines were really goofy with distribution and pricing at Walmart's. But I like both of them. I like both of them. They're both slam dunks to me. You guys can tell me in the comments your thoughts on these two and what you think of them as well. So here it is, SummerSlam Mattel Elite 86. Seth Rollins. Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel as we continue unboxing WWE Mattel Elite Series 86, the SummerSlam edition. And today we've got a bit of a flashback figure. We've got Triple H, and one thing about this Triple H is he is also the Chase in Elite 86. So the Chase one is, I believe, more of a pinkish red, not pink, red. I feel like I'm colorblind all of a sudden. A reddish colored pants, a little sparkly. This one's not so sparkly. Neither of them I don't think are really sparkly, but it's supposed to be a sparkly kind of red, and this is supposed to be the sparkly type purplish blue. But yeah, this is the regular edition. There is a Chase edition, and you guys know I love hunting those Chases down, so I'll find one of those in the wild here one of these days. Probably in a couple months when this hits retail pegs, as you guys know I use discount Kyle at ringsidecollectibles.com and save 10% on this Triple H. That's what I did. But we're going to unbox this Triple H just like we unbox everything else. We're going to take a look at the packaging first, talk about it, unbox it, and talk about it. So let's look at the packaging. Old Triple H, he's getting ready to tell everybody to suck it. You can see it right there. He's all ready. His hands are ready. He's just ready. He's ready to go. Everybody's going to be sucking it. That's the way it's going to happen with Triple H today. We got that SummerSlam packaging right here. You got the old certified seal of approval. You got those for Grandma out there. I was going to say I didn't feel it. It's got a little feel to it, I guess we'd call it. Triple H down below. True Effects, of course. He does come with his DX shirt, so for somebody like me that's going to buy both of them, I'm going to get the Chase and the regular. One I will put the shirt on, the other one I will have the shirt off. Bingo, there you go. Two different figures, kind of. I'm trying to justify it in my mind that way. But there he is. Like I said, his hands are open. I think he comes with extra hands. Yep. Comes with two gripping hands inside here, but he also comes with a bottle of water. You got to always stay hydrated, especially in the summer months that SummerSlam's part of. So there you go. It all comes full circle. But it's cool to get a water bottle, and I'm trying to think when the last time we got a water bottle accessory in the Elite set. It's been a while, if ever. I can't remember off the top of my head, so there you go. All right, there he is on the side of the package. Got his DX shirt on. He just looks like he's ready to go right there. Very serious Triple H. Doesn't it seem weird? It seems like 100 years ago without, with hair and no beard. Just crazy. Time flies when you're having fun, I guess. There he is on the side, on the microphone. Probably telling somebody to suck it, most likely. That's what he did back then. Mattel Elite. And then you got the back. There's that same microphone picture. We got a little classified info there. We'll read all that, of course. And then you got the rest of the set down there. And then we got that new disclaimer down at the bottom, which says, empowering the next generation through play. It's Mattel's new tagline. I wonder if it's going to be on all Mattel products going forward. We'll see what happens. But it says right here, from Greenwich, Connecticut, 255 pounds, 6'4", old Triple H. Career highlights, 14-time world champion. Will he get 15? Do we think it'll ever happen? I don't know. It'd be interesting if he won the NXT title. Wouldn't that be something? I think that'd be kind of cool. I like stuff like that. I like Ted DiBiase coming to NXT instead of Raw or SmackDown. I like the different. Make us something different. Triple H, wrestle in NXT one time. I'd like to see that. Intercontinental Champion, WWE Tag Team Champion. The leader of DX claimed the Intercontinental Championship from the leader of the nation, The Rock, in a ladder match at SummerSlam 1998. I'll never forget it. I believe I was a junior in high school, or was just about, or did I just become a junior? I think I just became a junior in high school. I don't know, somewhere around there. That's when I was, and I got all the pay-per-views back in the day. I got all of them. Here's a great story. You guys will love this one. I got DirecTV just for my room, just in my house, so I could watch ECW. Being a kid from Iowa, I got to tell you, ECW wasn't really on TV over here in Iowa. So it was on the Sunshine Network, which you could get via DirecTV and the MSG Network. But the MSG Network, it always got preempted all the time. Sunshine, you could set your watch to it. So that's what I did. I recorded on Sunshine. But I've been working almost full-time since I was a 14-year-old kid. It's ridiculous. Child labor laws, where were they back in the day? But I've been working a long time. I've had a long career. But I worked enough where, you know, I had money, and I lived in my parents' house, and I said I needed ECW, and my parents said, we're not getting DirecTV. I said, you know what, I'll get it for just my room, and that's what I did. Long story short, I bought a pay-per-view, and the bill never came. So I said, you know what, I'm going to get the next pay-per-view. Guess what? That bill never came again. So for about a 2-year span, I bought every ECW, WCW, and WWF pay-per-view on my DirecTV. It was a great time. Kyle gets free pay-per-views. Hey, everybody, come over. Let's all watch pay-per-views for free at Kyle's house. And it was a great gig for a couple of years. And then one day, DirecTV came my bill. I'm like, oh, I'll pay my $50. Here it is. And I opened it up, and it was like $4,000 or $3,000, some ridiculous amount. And they back-charged me for all these pay-per-views. And once again, my dad's always right. I've learned that in life. And, you know, if he ever tells me something, he's right. I don't think he's ever been wrong. Maybe one time. I couldn't even think the time. So he's probably never been wrong in his life. And he said, Kyle, you know, one day they're going to catch up. They're going to figure this out and you're going to get that bill. Oh, no, they haven't figured it after a year and a half. It's never going to happen. These are on the house. They know Kyle needs his wrestling and they're giving it to him on the house. Yeah, well, that bill came and I came sulking downstairs. Dad, I need some help. Because I called DirecTV. They wanted their money in 30 days. They weren't going to, hey, can Kyle do payment plans? No, Kyle can't do payment plans. Dad, I need to borrow some money quick. I'll pay you back. And we worked something out, and the rest was history. But I'll never forget all those pay-per-views that I had to pay for. It was crazy. And that's where this SummerSlam fell into that time frame. So bring it all back home. All right, let's unbox old Triple H. See what's going on here. Got that SummerSlam background. We've seen that before. See you later. It's all right. It's all right. How about a little plastic prison? Plastic prison. A lot of accessories here. Cloth good t-shirt. I like that. We got that DX Army Triple H way back in the Elite line. I mean, we're talking way back. Probably the 20s. It came with a DX shirt, but it was one of the Polly Pocket shirts. This is a soft good. I love soft goods, so I'm glad we got that. Got 2 extra gripping hands like you talked about, and the water bottle. I'm kind of jazzed up about this water bottle. I just don't remember seeing a water bottle. I'm sure we've got this like a dozen times, and if you guys said which one it was, I'd be like, oh yeah, that's right. Oh, I remember. See you later. Oh, it looks like he's buckled in here a little bit. Let me get my scissors. Buckled in at the hands. They're trying everything they can do to prevent little Triple H in the packaging from doing the DX crotch chop. They buckled his hands in so it wouldn't happen. Get those and see you later. Oh, he looks like he's about ready to say, are you ready? Are you ready? And he's going to do some crotch chopping all across the board. A cool figure, not quite right. I remember the pants being a little bit more sparkly to him, that late 90s sparkle. But it's all right. He's got the Triple H logos. Definitely a different Triple H than we've really gotten in a long time. You can get him down here. He'll do the suck it. That's what these hands were made for. If Mattel didn't want to go all the way and give us in the package the old suck it going on, but they could do it. He just relays his hands down and bam, he's telling everybody to suck it in the whole audience. Just teaching everybody a lesson, old DX style. But you know, it's very funny. You could almost use this, and you really easily could. Very Blue Bloods head sculpt era. You know, Greenwich Snob, Triple H time frame. You get that old network spotlight. You could easily pop this head on there, and it would look just as good. It would kind of look like his disheveledness after a match with Henry O. Godwin. Old hog himself. But that would look good. Does he fit on a ringside collectible stand? You know he's gonna. I don't even know why we do this segment, but people like it, so we do it. So there it is. He fits right on that stand. He's got to. He's a ringside collectible stand. They're made specifically for WWE Elite figures. 2 extra hands. Going to have to use probably, you know what? So once again, I talk about the difference of the Chase figure. So one of them I'm going to have doing the suck it with no shirt on. The other one or maybe I'll go the other way around. I don't know. Anyways, you can make 2 different figures here. You put 2 of these hands on one with the shirt. You put this one like he is right here. The one with the shirt can hold the water. mix and match, choose your own adventure style, as we like to talk on the channel. But I like it when they give us these chase ones where you can display them either way. I know that Aleister Black one we got, I think, was at Elite 85 with the Aleister Black. Maybe it was 84. Time, I can't remember, but I think it was 85. Barely any changes there, but you can make it a change. You put one without his big robe on, and you just leave it separate. I do that smoke and mirrors type stuff. I do like this shirt, though. I think I mentioned that. I could see a lot of people going to get the extra Triple H's just for the extra shirts, and that's one of the beauty things of the Chase one. You could take the Chase shirt and put that on somebody else. You can expand, you can add people to DX, you can put it on a different character, do whatever you want. Or you can very easily go to the Threadheads of the world and some of the online clothing makers out there and get shirts like this. So there's a lot of stuff you can do. But I like this figure. There's a lot of options. And on paper, it seemed like it shouldn't be the Chase. Like, oh, what are you going to do different? I think there's enough skin here, like I've explained, to maybe have two different figures that really represent kind of the same thing, but totally different. So I like that. I like that aspect of what they're doing with the Chases, and I hope that continues. I don't want anything that's like, ugh, it's the same thing, just barely any difference. Like the Aleister Black's pretty much that way. But I like it when they do it this way. So this is a strong one. I know a lot of people, I would say the majority of the hardcore internet collector community of wrestling figures prefers these flashback type figures. I gotta be honest, I'm no different. I'd rather have guys from my childhood, teen years, early 2000s than most of the modern days. But you gotta sprinkle those Romans and Seth Rollins in. You gotta put those guys in for the kids out there, because think, if you were a kid and you weren't getting Ultimate Warrior on a clip, you'd be throwing an absolute fit. That's why we got multiples in the Hasbro line back in the day. Same thing, just different time frames. So we gotta always take that step back and remember that. But bring on more of these flashbacks. Something tells me we're going to get some more DX figures before you know it. So hopefully that ends up happening later this year, early next year. We'll see what happens there. But this Triple H is very solid. I like it a lot, and I like it more than I thought I would. I remember when it was first announced, I kind of shrugged my shoulders. It is what it is. But the gear looks good. The extra hands, the shirt, the water bottle. There's just really a lot to like here. So this is much better than I thought. But what say you? You tell me in the comments. So there it is, Elite 86. Triple H. Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Mattel WWE Elite SummerSlam Series 86 review. And honestly, the one I'm the most excited for is, you guys know I love flashbacks. I love big wrestlers. I love guys that cut their teeth in WCW in the early 90s when I was at my all-time fandom. Look no further than old Sid Justice, a 2-in-1 figure. So I'm going to have to play a little bit of that long game. I'm going to pick up another one of these. As you guys know, I picked this one up at ringsidecollectibles.com. Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10%. But I had to pick one up right away. I'll play the long game, I'll get another one. But a 2-in-1, you guys know I love 2-in-1 figures. So he can be that referee from that SummerSlam match. Take that referee gear off, and man, we've got 4 Horseman era Sid Vicious, Powers of Pain, Skyscrapers. Very excited for this one. So we're going to do it like we normally do. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. And then I got his old Elite and an old Basic we're going to compare this to. And we'll talk about that when we get to it. But let's look at the packaging first. There he is. Look at him. Looking only like he can look right there. Good old Sid. You got the True Effects logo. You got him in his gear. He's got the black pants, the referee shirt on. Just looking only like he can look. With extra hands. He's got a lot of extra hands. 2, 4. He's got 6 hands altogether. I kind of like that pointing figure one too. This is just a lot of hands for old Sid. He's very handsy apparently. So there it is. Sid Justice down below. A lot of people know him as just Sid. A lot of people know him as Sid Vicious. And then of course Sid Justice. It'd be interesting to put a poll up. Maybe I should do that. Do you know him? To you, is he Sid, Sid Vicious, or Sid Justice? Tell me in the comments. I'd be interested to know. To me, he's always Sid Vicious. I don't know if that's just because that's how I saw him and heard of him first, and he was always Sid Vicious to me. Maybe, most likely, he's probably Sid Justice to the majority of people out there, because I think that's when he, obviously going to the WWF back in the day, that got him up to new heights, we'll call it. But I love the idea of this figure, like I said, being a 2-in-1, and I'm glad Sid's returned to the lineup. There he is. I know that face all too well. And I didn't really like him as a referee, but it is what it is. He was a referee. That SummerSlam match. And then you got the back. You got the whole crew down below. You got a little blurbs to the side. You got a little glamour shot there. Sid Justice up top. The Elite logo at the very top. encouraging the kids to play, of course. Now, Sid is another character out there. I remember as a kid, my dad loving this one. My dad, just like me, he loves those big guys. He loves those warlords, the barbarians, the big wrestlers, and he loves Sid. I remember him saying, oh, that Sid, he'd kill everybody. If this was all on the up and up, he'd kill everybody. I don't know if that's the case or not, but Sid was definitely a big, imposing dude, especially back in the early 90s. I mean, you just couldn't take your eyes off of the guy. Just absolutely crazy. Let's see what it says here. From West Memphis, Arkansas. Now, that always tricks me. It's West Memphis, Arkansas. I'm always like, you know, is that... I feel like it should be in Tennessee and not Arkansas. So there's always those cities that kind of play with your mind like that when you hear it. You know, one is Des Moines, Iowa, and West Des Moines, Iowa. I grew up on the mean streets of West Des Moines, Iowa. You know, not quite Des Moines, it was West Des Moines. That was where the players played, really, at the end of the day. That's where I played and cut all my teeth and all that fun stuff. So people always say, oh, Des Moines? No, it's West Des Moines. It's a whole different world. You're a different person if you're in West Des Moines. It's just the way it goes. It's different. It's just different. Just trust me. West Des Moines is different than Des Moines. It's a different place. And now Des Moines, let's get on our geography. Des Moines is really branched out. Now there's Urbandale, there's Johnston, there's Ankeny, there's Waukee. They've really spread out all over the place. And that's just the way it goes, you know. People start moving in and whatever. Anyways, West Memphis, Arkansas, 317 pounds, 6'9". He's a big dude, like I said. Career highlights, WWE champion, WCW champion, WCW United States champion. He brutalized opponents in WCW as Sid Vicious. But as a special referee in SummerSlam 91 main event, Sid Justice made sure that justice would be served. Did he ever? Justice was served that night. Now, this is great. The copy on here is fantastic. I'm not exactly sure who wrote this, but whoever wrote this, kudos to you, because what this does is it sets the stages for that 2-in-1 this figure is. Brings it back to a Sid Vicious. Names Sid Vicious. Talks about his time there. So that's planting that seed for that figure underneath the ref stuff. Then you bring it back to the current referee stuff he has on in the figure. Beautiful, beautiful copyright on the back of this one. So kudos Mattel team right there. Anxious to get this bad boy open. SummerSlam background. Let's pull it all the way out. How about? See you later. There it is. I know some people save these. This isn't me. I wish they connected for the full SummerSlam mural. Almost like those Rob Schamberger backgrounds we used to get. See you later. I'm not keeping them. Not saving on to those. All right, there he is. The man that rules the world. He's pointing the finger. He's ready to go. There he is in the old plastic prison. I love it. I love it a lot. All right, let's bust him out. Got some twist ties here once again. They're very cagey with their twist ties. They put them like right around the hands. It's interesting. And speaking of hands, but like I said, we got 6 pairs of hands here. 3 pairs of hands. 3 pairs of hands, 6 hands total. I like it. You can pretty much do every incarnation of Sid, and once again, being a 2-in-1, you make different hands, and it really changes. Obviously, the referee pointing, stuff like that, gives a different vibe than wrestler Sid. See you later. Uh-oh. I thought we got a little loose torso, I have a feeling. I hope not, but we'll see. But look at him in. I mean, he's got some high water pants. I'm sure these are the same track pants we've probably seen with Pat Patterson and The Rock in the past, getting reuse out of those. Obviously, Sid a little bit taller of a guy, so they're a little more high watered. He's got a little Steve Urkel going on. But we'll let it slide. I'm not going to say anything to his face about it. But I like this one. I like it with the finger. You can put it in somebody's face where he's just, you know, giving the guy the business pretty good. But yeah, I do think we got a little bit of a loose ab crunch going on here. So hopefully they're not all that way. Hopefully it's just this one. I do love the referee gear, though, and I can see people using. I mean, there's people that probably don't know Sid, don't like Sid, whatever, but hey, they want referee gear for another figure or they're creating a custom. Bam, you got a template right here. Obviously, the shredded referee shirt's not for every referee, but it works for some of the wrestlers that play referee sometimes. And the pants definitely work for all referees. So probably going to fit better on a smaller figure, too, honestly. But tremendous. Just a tremendous face sculpt on this one. I know this is Sid right off the bat. Even got that curly mullet, wavy hair. Just a patent. I remember back in the 90s saying, gosh, if I could just get that wavy hair like that, man, I'd be on the next level. I'd be the coolest guy in town if I had wavy, crazy hair like him. But no, I didn't. I had a buzz cut most of my childhood. I was just, let's buzz it. We don't need hair. I never had long hair until last year. I finally said, you know what? Now's the time. Before it goes all gray, let's grow it out like Sid Justice. And I think it's long enough now I can shave the sides and I can finally get that Sid Justice mullet. So maybe look for that in a video real soon. So there it is. There's Sid. Let's pull him off. Let's take this off. Shirt comes off very easily, as it is very easy to get off. These pants are going to be a challenge, though, I have a feeling. It's always tough getting these over the boots, usually. And, you know, I'm always like, oh, I'm going to rip it. Who knows? Let's see. Come on, Sid. Don't fight me. Tell me he doesn't have knee... Oh, he's got knee pads on. That always slows down the fun. We're getting it, though. I think. Come on. Come on. Oh, got him inside out. That's the worst. It's the worst inside out pants, and you got to fish them back around. Oh, yeah, but I love this. This is my Sid. So, like I said, I'm going to chase down another one, but he's staying in this outfit for me until I get it figured out. Just a little upset, though. The ab crunch is not as tight as I would like it. It's got some looseness to it. You can put some of that Kiki stuff in it. It's called Kiki. It helps with loose joints a little bit. You can also put furniture polish. I've heard. I've never done that. We'll see. I might dabble and play around with that a little bit, but man, I love this Sid. This is the Sid. Obviously, he's most known for his black singlet in his WCW days. He's got WCW Galoob in the black singlet, but then he has the UK exclusive WCW Galoob that has this gear on. So a real neat callback, a real deep cut callback to WCW. I like that a whole lot. That's a very interesting change of pace. I like that, a deep cut. You guys know me. I love deep cuts. I would not be opposed if they re-released this exact same figure in the black singlet. I would actually love it. That'd be a great one. Put in the top picks. He'd be a perfect top pick. Every kid wants him on the shelf. Probably not. But let's take a look at some other Sids. This is another Sid we got. You know, I always struggle with what Sid this is. Is this early Shawn Michaels bodyguard Sid? Is this Attitude Era Sid? It's from an earlier Elite line. You can really smoke and mirrors and put it in any single direction you want. This one's always funny, though. He's got the weirdest head scan going on. It's like he just saw something. He's kind of biting his teeth. It's like he's, you know, wanting to cry, but he's holding it in. I don't know what's going on here. Very, very interesting face on Sid. These two scale perfectly together. This is when he said, I'm not going straight on full mullet here. I'm cutting it back. I'm cutting it back. It's the later in the 90s. I don't need the full-on mullet anymore. So that's that Sid. That's a solid Sid, though. That's a must-have Sid. This thing was on discount for so long. I remember I bought a second Sid, and I used it as one of the giant machines. As you guys remember, that Andre the Giant came with it was a 2-in-1 Andre. I bought another one of those and transformed him into the Hulk Hogan giant machine, because Hogan and him have similar, and when you put the stuff on, the mask on, all that stuff, smoke and mirrors once again. But then how about this Sid? This is kind of the forgotten Sid Justice figure. This is the only Sid Justice I believe we've gotten in the Mattel so far until this one. This is a great blue. I absolutely love this blue color. I would love to get this as an Elite someday. Maybe we'll get more Sid figures. He'd be perfect for one of the ancillary lineups, the Royal Rumble lineups, that kind of stuff. But I would love to get this as an Elite one day. Funny story is this was the first basic I think I ever picked up. I'm pretty sure that's right. This was the first basic I ever grabbed. I was only Elites. I said, I'm cutting it to Elites. And then they came with this Sid, and there was no Sid to match it in the Elite line. I said, I got to pick this up. And I remember it being super cheap on Amazon. And then I said, you know what? I got to go back. I got to get Legends in the basic line that I missed out on. Even if they're somewhat repeats of their Elites, I needed to pick those up. And then I said, you know what? I probably better pick up female figures and characters that never had another figure. Kind of like Trent Beretta, I guess, out there. He had a basic, but nothing else. So I had to go back and pick all those up. And that Sid really spurned that for me. So we got some interesting Sid incarnations here. I hope we get another Sid. I'd really like to get this Sid, but in black. And then I'd be happy. I don't think I'd ever need another Sid Justice figure, Sid Vicious figure. Just plain Sid figure. But very cool figure. This is one I think my dad will want. Dad, I'm sure you're watching. We'll add this to the old Christmas list for you, because I think you need a Sid in your collection. I don't know who doesn't really at this point. This one's going to be tough to beat for me when we rank them. At the end of the week, I'll put all these videos together for those that like to watch them together. If you like to watch them individually, that's okay too. But watch that video and skip all the way to the end as I rank the entire line in order from my favorite to least favorite. And I got to think Sid's going to be near the top of that list. So make sure you stay tuned and watch that video. So there it is, the ruler of the world, the greatest softball player in the universe, old Sid Justice. Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel as we continue unboxings. WWE Mattel Elite Series 86, the old SummerSlam edition. As you guys know, I picked this up at ringsidecollectibles.com, and I used discount code Kyle to save 10%. you should too. So there you go. But now we're going to look at Carmella. We're going to do it like we normally do it. We're going to take a look at the packaging, talk about it, unbox it, talk about it, and see where we go from there. But another somewhat flashback Elite Carmella. This is back from, I think, 2018, I think I read on the box. We'll deep dive into that when we read the little blurb there. So I always like these throwback figures, and Carmella's a special one to me. I was going to say she's probably my favorite diva going today, but does Maurice count? Maurice would be my favorite. If, she pops up every once in a while. Maurice is probably my favorite of all time. Just tremendous wrestler, that Maurice. I love her to pieces. But Maurice is probably my favorite. But Carmella, as far as modern day wrestling females, pretty high on my list, I guess I would say. And I also remember when my little daughter, Elle, who's 10 now, when she first got into wrestling, Carmella was her absolute favorite. She absolutely loved Carmella. She got Carmella t-shirts. We ended up buying all the basic Carmella figures. It didn't take much to convince me to buy my kids' toys. As you guys have seen in my action figure hunt videos, I could be easily persuaded. But Elle wanted all the Carmella figures back in the day. I said, yes, we'll get every single one, and we'll find them all. Let's go hunt. Let's go hit 100 stores and find them. You didn't have to pull my arm at all. But so Carmella always brings me back when I think of going to a lot of wrestling shows with my daughter when she was much younger. And she was into wrestling back then. Now she's not really into it too much, unfortunately for me. Them's the breaks, kid. That's what I think a wise man once said. But anyways, let's look at the packaging first. Beautiful glamour shot of Carmella. I always liked her in the blonde best. Got the blonde hair going on. She's got her hands out, posed. Nice pose in the package here. We got the SummerSlam logo down below, Carmella. We got the Elite. It's official WWE merchandise, as you guys know. We got the True Effects. Got the Elite sign up top. There it is. She also comes with pants. Hey, all right. Never enough pants. There's the glamour shot on the side, looking truly like a Barbie doll, and we'll get to that in a little bit. And then you got the old Fabulous there on her top of her pants, tights, whatever you want to call them. The Elite logo and that little SummerSlam swoosh going on. And there's the back. The bottom, you got the rest of the lineup that we're working our way through. Get a little glamour shot of her. You got her name and an Elite logo up top, and then we got a little blurb to read. So let's read. Let's see what it says about our girl Carmella. From Staten Island, New York, her finisher, the old Code of Silence, height 5'5", career highlights, SmackDown Women's Champion, 24/7 champion. Her and that R-Truth run. I think that's where everybody really started to come around to Carmella on that R-Truth run. Very good. The FABULOUS SmackDown Women's Champion put her title on the line against Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair at SummerSlam 2018 to prove that Mella is money. And we'll talk Mella is money, as we do have the Mella is money Elite figure from the old Walmart Fan Central line way back in the day. I remember finding that figure with my daughter at the time, and it was quite the celebration that day when we found that. So there you go. But let's unbox it. Let's see what's going on in here. Let's see what's doing. Let's see what all the fuss is about. There it is. Truly fabulous. See you later. Yikes. Knocking things over. Knocking lights. I just turned the light brighter as I hit that. Jeez. Kyle, get better with your throws. You do it every day. There it is, the old plastic prison. Looking only like she can look. Look at those fabulous pants she comes with. Extra hands as well. Very good manicure job. Very white nails. French nails, I believe. My wife loves to go to the salon, like on a weekly basis. Kills me. I said, did you really have to go to the salon so many times this week? I'll do your nails. I'm sure I could do a good job to save some money. See you later. And see you later. I'm one to talk. If you think I buy a lot of toys, you should see my wife's credit card bills at the end of the month. Those things just pain me. I fall to my knees every month when I'm paying those things. I can't believe what I'm seeing. All right, I'm soaking it all in here. Looking at Miss Fabulous. Good paint. I thought there was some paint issues in the face, but it's solid. I don't see any paint application issues. And so far, all the figures we've unboxed, I haven't seen any paint application issues. It does look weird with her cheetah leopard print underneath, kind of her underwear. It looks like it's her underwear going through her tights is what it looks like. So that kind of looks a little strange. The fabulous writing on here is very Barbie inspired. I do remember this match, and I remember that gear she had. That was a very solid idea. Thought it looked pretty good. Oh, she's got double jointed knees. Can you believe that? Double jointed knees in the female Elite line. I'd like to see that. For the longest times, the female basics and elites were the same thing. Now they get a little bit more. I do like the head scan on here. It looks like she's looking down a little bit, but it's all right. You got the pink on the shoes. Yeah, this is a solid Carmella. Is it my favorite Carmella? I'm not sure. But Carmella hasn't really had a release in a heck of a long time. It's been a long time, it feels like. Like I said, that Elite she got was, gosh, how many years ago was that Fan Central? It's been a while. Maybe she had a basic in between there. She did. She had a basic and then a chase basic. So I do remember that, and I displayed those with my R-Truth figure because it kind of represented that time frame. But it's nice to see her to get an Elite once again. Very Barbie-inspired fabulous pants. They're okay. I mean, she'd wear stuff like this. I'm not sure how I'll display it. I'll probably display this. I like to put all my accessories on the figures. That way I don't lose them. Don't get them mixed up. Don't forget who they go to. Stuff like that. She's got Mella. She's got the old money back there. And she truly is money. And no more money than the time she won the Money in the Bank. And you guys remember this figure. That's one I keep referencing. I like this figure. There is some people out there that didn't like this figure. I like the serious, mean mugging face here. I like the removable hat. I like the keychain around her neck. Keychain? Dollar chain. Carmella chain. I don't know what it is. But I really think the money-inspired pants and outfit here really pops. I love the green here. Yes, it doesn't have quite, I don't know. I mean, it's just totally different. I mean, she's got this is more of cheery, happy Carmella. This is more serious Carmella. Money in the Bank Carmella. They're both, I guess, somewhat not super serious. But I like both of these figures a whole lot. But I tell you what, I'm going to give the Duke to this one. I just like the green. I like the green inspired here. I like the necklace. I like the hat. I like that we got the Money in the Bank with this one. But I do like the smiling head scan. And I do like the super Barbie blonde hair here. I think you have to have both of these. And like I said, some people didn't like this one when it came out. I've been a fan since it came out. Maybe that's because my daughter was really hot for this one back in the day. So maybe a little special tie for me with this one. I don't know, but what say you? Do you guys like this one? Which one's your favorite between the two? Do you have both? Are you passing on them? Are you even passing on this one? Both are solid figures. Sometimes I feel like we don't get enough female figures. When are we going to get that first time in the Elite line Tamina figure? She's way overdue at this point. I don't know if there's anybody else that's more overdue than Tamina to get an Elite figure, and I gotta feel we will get that now that she's a tag team champion. So I think her and Natalya might get a new lease on life in the Elites. Or maybe they'll shove them in a showdown pack. I don't know. But it'd be nice to see a Tamina Elite. And I'm sure there's other females out there that we could use some Elites from one of these days soon. So there it is. Elite 86 Carmella. Tell me your thoughts in the comments below. Welcome everyone. Kyle here. And welcome back to the channel as we continue unboxing the SummerSlam Elite 86 Mattel Elite figure set. And today we're unboxing The Miz. One of the stalwarts of WWE programming the last... Gosh, how many years has he been around? 15, almost 20 years at this point. It seems crazy. Time is flying. I remember when The Miz first started wrestling, I couldn't believe that kid from the real world was going to wrestle. And Miz and I are basically the same age, and it's very funny. I always think back after he was in the real world. I remember him doing college campus tours, and I was, you know, a college kid back in the day when he was doing these campus tours, and he did one at my university. I didn't go to it or anything, but then that night out at the bars, you know, I'm out with my friends, my girlfriend, all that kind of stuff, out at the bars that night. And strangely enough, I had so many people come up to me and want to get pictures with me because they thought I was The Miz. Yeah, you know, 15, 16 years ago, whatever it was, 18 years ago. Like I said, time, I can't remember. I used to always get recognized as The Miz in a lot of places. And then they knew, everybody in campus knew he was in town, and I guess they thought I was him. So, very funny story. It was a funny night, and I played along, of course. I played along all night long, and I was The Miz for one night. So, very funny. Maybe I'll find a picture. If I can find a picture from that night, because there was a night, that night was photographed. So, I'll have to dig through. I might have that picture somewhere, and if I did, I'd put it right over here. But that was quite the night, just let me tell you. Anyways, The Miz. So we're going to do it like we normally do. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. All that kind of fun stuff like we always do. SummerSlam 86. Another somewhat throwback Miz figure. And I like this one. You know, all white gear is tough to work. Unless you're Tito Santana. He always rocked that white gear and looked real good doing it. The Miz, though, this looks pretty good. And this is basically a bit of a repaint from the looks of things. And we'll dig into it when we get it unboxed. As I think we've had this head sculpt before. But you got the glamour shot of Miz there. You got the SummerSlam. You got the logo for... It's authentic. This is truly authentic WWE merchandise. The Miz, Mattel, Elite, True FX, all the fun stuff we're used to. There he is on the side, looking only like he can look. And same thing on this side. So good for you, Miz. Looking only like you can look. Of course, Mary DeMaurice, probably the greatest female wrestling superstar of all time. In my book, she is. There he is, the Miz on the back, Elite at the top. You got the little blurb, we'll read that. You got a glamour shot, and you got the rest of the line down below. And then, you know, as usual, empowering the next generation through play with these toys. So there you go. From Hollywood, California, 221 pounds, height 6'2". So when you say you're from Hollywood, California, when does that change? You know, we know he's from the Cleveland area. When do you go from Cleveland to Hollywood? If you move to Hollywood, I guess you say, hey, now I'm from Hollywood, or are you always from Cleveland because that's where you originated from? I don't know how that works. I mean, I always tell people I'm from South Dakota because I lived there for a while. So I'm from South Dakota. No, I guess not. All right, career highlights, WWE Champion, Intercontinental Champion, SmackDown Tag Team Champion. I think he's a Grand Slam Champion. I think he's had every single title. They just don't want to list it all here. The tension between the A-lister and Daniel Bryan had been brewing since they first met in 2010 and culminated in their SummerSlam 2018 grudge match. That's been a long game feud that went on for a long time, but you know what? It captivated an audience, and I always thought that was some of the best work in the later day WWE days. A really long story that, you know, had a long history to it, and I would miss stuff like that. You know, now it seems like guys are in blood feuds where they absolutely want to kill each other. They would go as far as maybe murder each other, and then, you know, 6 months later the feud's over, and all of a sudden they're in a random tag team match together. It just never made sense to me. And I remember as a young kid when I would see that, it didn't happen very much when I was a young kid, but every once in a while it would. A guy would turn into a good guy and team with somebody or whatever. It always seemed so strange to me. But then you'd get some of those classic guys back in the day. They'd say, you know, you're my partner tonight, but I'll never forget what you did to me, and sometimes you got to keep your enemies close. I mean, they would do that kind of stuff. Now it's just, oh, okay, you guys are partners again, and you guys just tried to kill each other a couple weeks ago. I don't know. Rant time over. All right, let's unbox the Miz here. Let's see what's doing. Let's see what's doing in the Miz. See you later. There it goes. Got 2 pointer hands here, 2 open grip hands, and then, of course, you got glasses here. I remember these glasses. We went to a lot of WWE shows with my daughter at the time. She was big into it. So I'd go to every show I could in the like traveling area. I'd go 3 hours to a show with her. Oh yeah, you want to go to a wrestling show? Sure, let's go. I was all in, and I remember these at the concession stand or the merchandise stand always being up there. I think my daughter did pick up a pair of these. I don't know where they are now. But there it is. But very white and gray. Very cool. I always like I said, white always pops in the old plastic prison. All right, let's pop these hands out. Pop these fingers. Come on. There it is. Bent the finger a little. These glasses. You don't want to lose these glasses. Nothing worse than... I've got an Elite, and I forget which one it is. I lost the glasses. He fell off. I need to track those down. I'm sure they're here somewhere, or they got vacuumed up, unfortunately. I need to look. There it is. See you later. All right, extra hands. We're not going to talk about those. The glasses are pretty spot on. I like those a lot. What do we got here? He's got a headband on, and the headband is removable for the Miz here. Boy, he looks crazy, though. Look at that hair. It's very high up when you take that headband off. It's the big Polly Pocket type jacket. I really don't like this stuff because it hinders their mobility. We've talked about it many times on the channel. I loved what they did with that Kari Sane figure, 10, 15 sets ago, whatever it's been at this point. How they had the break in the jacket. They need to do that with more figures. They need to get into that more. I don't know if that was just a one-and-done time. It's just very strange. But this does hinder some arm movement. It definitely hinders a lot. And sometimes it looks like it's just way too big. It looks like, you know, a Chris Farley situation here. I don't know. Or actually, it's the reverse Chris Farley situation, wouldn't it be? He's too big for him. But I'm gonna undo him here. I'm gonna get him out of this jacket. And I always hate it. It feels like these never pop back in. It's like I hate taking them off. But it is what it is. You gotta do it for science, as we always say on the channel. Pull those arms off. There it is. Jacket's off. So you got your typical Miz figure. Older Miz figure, of course. Very skinny. Got the upside down WWE logo. Miz all around. Whoa, what's it say? Money Maker. Money Maker on his boots. There he is. It's a solid figure. Does he fit on a ringside collectible stand? I'm sure he will. Save 10%. Use discount code Kyle. ringsidecollectibles.com. There it is. Look at that. Looking only like he can look. And we got a Miz. Was this 69, 70? Probably 69. Old school Miz. Basically the exact same figure. He has a headband painted differently. Same exact head. Hands are the same. Everything's the same. It's just a repaint. And they got to do that sometimes. We talk about this a heck of a lot more in our Marvel Legends and Star Wars videos, but it works with Mattel as well. Using that same body mold, getting the most out of your molds. You got to repaint guys like Miz with a little smoke and mirrors every once in a while so you can do that brand new tooling for a Bray Wyatt or somebody else. You guys get what I mean. So it's part of the industry. It's always been part of the industry. And will continue to be a part of the industry. There he is with his old glasses on. Miz also, the other Miz came with glasses as well. A little different glasses. Similar but different, we'll call them. Yeah, these never stayed very well on the head. There you go. Got them. So there it is. I mean, is this the must-have of the set? It's probably not going to be my favorite of Elite 86. When we line them up at the end of the week, I put all the videos together, and at the very end, I do a little bonus of my favorite to least favorite. This Miz isn't going to be at the top of the list. But, you know, it was time for Miz to return to the Elite lineup. It seemed like for a while he was getting them at a pretty good clip. Had a long break. Now he's back in the line. And I got to think we'll get another Miz here before you know it, as he did win the championship earlier in 2021. You would think they would represent that in one of the Elite lines somewhere along the way. So good for Miz. Good for Miz getting back out there with more figures. I don't know about you guys, but if they had figures of me, I'd be all over it. I'd be ecstatic. And hopefully Miz is too. It'd be fun to have a figure of yourself. Maybe one day in my real world job, we'll start making figures of executives out there. It'd be great. The executive lineup. I can see it now. Somebody get to work on that. But there it is. The Miz. Yeah, I can't get around. I forgot almost about this jacket. Just not my favorite. Just similar to this one. Once I put them on, I rarely ever take them off. Actually, this Miz, when I put this back on, it'll never remove from his body ever again. I just hate taking these in and off. They're just very challenging. Soft goods would look better, as we always say, but sometimes soft goods don't work. So I'd love to see Mattel give a go, though, at one of these big Miz-type jackets. Make them soft good. Let's see how they look. Let's put your money where your mouth is. I don't know what that means about it, but maybe that Mattel Elite that I talked about from his championship win earlier this year, if they can flush that out some way, let's try with a soft goods jacket. Let's see what it does for the Miz. Let's put this to the side just one time. Let's see what we can do. I'd love to see that. So maybe, never say never. We might get that one of these days. So there it is. The Miz WWE Elite Series 86. Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another WWE Elite unboxing and review. And today we're taking a look at the Fiend, Bray Wyatt from WWE Mattel Series 86, the SummerSlam edition. And remember, I got these at ringsidecollectibles.com. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10%. But the Fiend, Bray Wyatt, one of the most popular characters of the last few years in the WWE. And it's all obvious to all of us. Face paint, mask, big wrestler. What more do people want? That's all people want. They want everybody in the promotion that way. Mix them up. Put some tattoos in there. I forgot tattoos. He's got tattoos too. So you gotta love Bray Wyatt. He's had some starts and stops and some weird booking and some misdirections and just kind of all over the place. So I don't know where this character is going. And I gotta be honest, when this was announced and I first saw pictures of this, I said, I don't need this. We had it already was it SummerSlam last year we got this for the first time? It very well could have been. We got that, and then we got top picks, and we've got a few basics out there. Then we got an Ultimate Edition. But I get it. They're going to the well, because you know what? Masked people, face-painted people, tattooed people, big people, they sell. So people want them. I didn't really need another incarnation of this one, though, unfortunately. I said this just looks to be a pure repack, which doesn't happen a whole lot in the Elite line, just a handful of times. And I felt this was a straight-up rehash of something we already got, the previous Elite one we already had. But then I took a closer look, and I do have the other one to compare it to, so we can talk about some differences here. It truly is different. Is it different enough for you out there that doesn't complete every single Elite set? I'm guessing it's not, but once we get it unboxed, we'll talk about it. But first, we got to talk about the packaging like we always do. So let's talk about the packaging, and then unbox it and talk about it from there. SummerSlam packaging, we've seen it already in a few of the other ones. You got the glamour shot right there. You got the SummerSlam logo. Authentic WWE right there. The Fiend, Bray Wyatt. Is that different? Maybe I can't remember. I always thought it just said The Fiend. I don't remember Bray Wyatt being in there too. Maybe I just missed that. Who knows? Elite 86, Elite logo up here. True FX. He does come with the title belt. Extra hands as well. So there he is. Very cool shot there on the side. I love the looks of that. Just menacing, scary. That's what we want in our wrestling. We want these crazy masked guys. That's what we need. And there he is right there. Looking crazy as ever. And then you got the back. You got the whole lineup down below. They're encouraging the kids to play. We got to shout that out. We need the kids to play with their wrestling figures. I wish I could go back and play with mine. I guess what's stopping me? I could turn the camera off and do it, or maybe I'll film myself playing. I'll film myself doing a whole card with figures. It'll be great. I'm sure you guys would love to watch it. But there he is right there. We got a little blurbs over here. We got to read those blurbs. See what it says right here. Let's go. From Parts Unknown, beautiful this time of year. As you guys know, I strongly recommend you hit that up. The weather is always beautiful in Parts Unknown. 285 pounds, 6'3", career highlights, Universal Champion, WWE Champion, Raw Tag Team Champion. After weeks of stalking Braun Strowman for the Universal Championship, The Fiend defeated the Monster in a Falls Count Anywhere match at SummerSlam 2020. I remember they wrestled, but I couldn't tell you anything about that match. It's crazy. When you're a kid, you could list every pay-per-view. I guess when I was a kid, there wasn't as many pay-per-views. That's how long I've been around. There wasn't as many. I could tell you the whole card, what happened. Now it just seems like almost every single show seems to be a throwaway show. And that could just be me, but hey, if you agree, put it in the comments. Let me know. Let's pull out the Fiend. SummerSlam background. We've seen that before. Not too shabby. See you later. Get out of here. All right, we got the hurt and heel hands. You got the title. There he is right there. Looking like he can look right there. Let's cut him out. He's got a little tape up here. Or tape, a little rubber band action. Pop the hands out. Pop the title belt out. There it is. Pop him out. There it goes. See you later. Oh, we got rubber bands. Let me get those out of the side here. All right. Oh, I thought we had a little mark there. We do not. All right. I'm drinking it in here. I'm soaking it in. Making him straight. Straighten him up. We have seen the title belt before, but always good. I always like getting title belts. If I'm going to get a random accessory, I'd almost rather always have a title belt. They always can go on different performers, different characters. There's always use for those. You got the hurt heel hands. Not going to really talk about those. You got the open palm hands here, which I always think display best for him. I always love the tattoo work, but you guys know I'm a sucker for mask tattoos, big wrestlers, all that kind of stuff. I don't know. I don't know if I dislike the chest. He's got such that barrel chest going on here, but he is like that in real life, so I guess you can't fault it much. But it seems just a hair big. That's awfully nitpicky at this point, but it is what it is. He's got the candy stripe, almost Virgil-esque pants back in the day. Virgil rocked those barbershop candy pants all the time back in the day. It just always looked good. We got the head. We got the strands of hair that almost look like worms. It almost looks like mealworms hanging from his head whenever I see him. But very solid, very solid. Does he fit on a ringside collectible stand? Of course he will. Best value in the game. Save 10% with discount code Kyle. There it is right there. So I got him here. I figured, hey, let's pull out the old Fiend. Now, first thing we notice here is the old Fiend comes with that lantern. We really have not seen that lantern since. I'm surprised we didn't get the lantern with the Ultimate Edition either. So we didn't get it here this time. We got the title belt instead. All things considered, I'd probably rather have the lantern if I didn't have one instead of the title belt. I'm sure most people would agree with that. We got the same hurt heel hands. I'm going to soak them in here and try to figure out what's different. The tattoo work, exactly the same. Now the hair strands, that's one thing you notice right away. They got different hair strands going in different directions. Basically the same color. The old one might, basically the exact same. Not too much different there. The biggest thing you notice right off the bat is the pants. This is a much more darker red. This is a lot lighter red. That's the difference there. Besides that, same thing with the boots. You got a little red on the boots, lighter red here, darker on the old one. And then the face sculpts, I think, are the exact same thing. I mean, it's funny how just the hair being in a different direction kind of makes it seem like the head sculpt's different when it's really not. It's the same thing as far as my eyes can tell. So I don't know, guys. Not a ton of meat on the bone. I could see you guys out there that are just casual collectors or just need one Bray Wyatt or just collecting a few people. You're able to save some of your money here with this Bray Wyatt. There's really not enough meat on the bone that says you have to have this one. Unless you're a huge Fiend fan, Bray Wyatt fan, a completist, you definitely would need these. But I think most collectors out there just pick and choose. Maybe you missed the Fiend way back when. Maybe you missed the top picks. So this is another chance for that. That makes sense too. So there is a reasoning for this. And unfortunately, the Fiend doesn't get too crazy in his outfit attires. He's not wearing different things every single night. He's totally toyetic, of course, but he just, changes things around. And it is what it is. But I like it. But if I was not a completist, I would not be picking this up, to be honest with you guys. So there it is. That's Bray Wyatt. What say you? Tell me in the comments. But Bray Wyatt 86 review is in the books. All right, the time has come to put WWE Mattel Elite Series 86 in order from my favorite to least favorite. There's some surprises and there's probably some no surprises with this order here. As you guys probably know, you've watched enough of my videos, you know what I like and what I'm looking for in figures. So there may be some surprises and, like I said, some not so surprising things of this list. But we're going to start off with number 1. No question in my mind when this set was announced, and after I got them unboxed, there's still no question in my mind. Sid Justice, Sid Vicious, the 2-in-1 figure takes the top spot. I am a sucker for old school wrestlers, as you guys know, especially 90, 91, 92, 89, WCW, NWA time frame. That was when I was really enjoying wrestling at the most. That time and ECW time, and then of course WWF time as well. But I really loved the deep cuts of WCW back in the day. Hey, maybe we'll get a Big Josh one of these days. Give me the Big Josh figure. I need the Big Josh. But I love that they dipped back into WCW with this Sid Vicious 2-in-1. I love the idea. I'd love to see more 2-in-1 figures in the future. I hope that is the case. Like we talked about in the unboxing of this, Sid, this would have been a perfect chase one. You could have put the ref gear on either of them, but then had the black singlet underneath and then the red singlet. I really want a black singlet Sid Vicious, and give me a Dan Spivey too. Let's unite those skyscrapers. Give me the old school Teddy Long Build-A-Figure. We'll call it a day. That'll be great. That'd be a great lineup. But this Sid's next level. A little loose on the ab crunch, which is disappointing. Hopefully your guys' isn't that way. I will be picking up another one of these, as I said in the video as well. But this Sid easily takes the top spot for me. Number 2, I knew it would be high. I didn't know it would be this high. And like I said, I'm not a huge modern day fan where I'm just like, oh, this is my guy. This is my guy. I really don't have that anymore, and I miss that. I got a few guys I like, but I just don't have the passion for the Ric Flair, Terry Funk, the Ultimate Warriors of the world I had back in the day. Vaders. But Seth Rollins, this is a very solid figure. I love the brightness of this figure. This is truly my favorite Seth Rollins figure we've gotten from Mattel thus far. We've got a lot of Seth Rollins over the years, but this one with the kendo stick, it's just very toyetic. Reminds me of that Rey costume that I loved back in the day as well. A very, very solid Seth Rollins, and my favorite Seth Rollins figure of all time at this point. So there you go. Number 3, a bit of a sleeper here. I didn't know if this would be this high or not, but I like this Triple H. Once again, we're getting the Chase version in a different color. You can mix and match with the shirt and the different hands and the water bottle and make truly a different figure. I would have liked to see this one come with the Intercontinental title, but beggars can't be choosers, I guess. I can always add that later myself if I want to. But I love these flashback ones. We talked about it in the unboxing of this one. A very, very solid Triple H figure from a time period I didn't know I wanted until I saw this. So kudos to Mattel. I can't wait to get the rest of the DX guys, I think, sooner than later. Next up's going to be Carmella, the lone female figure in Elite 86. A very solid figure once again. We got the pants that we can add to her, the very Barbie look. I told the story on my unboxing of why this figure, my daughter being such a big fan at this time. So it'll always hold kind of a special moment in my heart. It stole my heart and never let go, some might say. So I do like this Carmella. The detail down to the nails on the hands, everything else. I don't like it as much as her previous Elite, but it's still a very solid female Elite figure. And we don't get as many female Elites as males, as you guys are all aware. Miz taking up the caboose over here. Second to last is the Miz. Nothing against this. It's just a repaint. It is what it is. I'm glad they got Miz back in the line. There is a place for him in this line, but when you compare it to these guys, he's down here at the bottom. And then unfortunately, it goes against everything at my core, everything I preach on the channel. Tattoos, big figure, wrestler, masked figure, face paint. It goes against all that, but unfortunately, Bray Wyatt's last in my list for 86. There's just not enough meat on the bone. When you got his basics, you got his Ultimate Edition, you got his top picks, you got his older Elite Summerslam last year, and now this one, there's just not enough of a change going on to warrant this being higher up. If this was first time in the line Fiend, he'd be right up here with Sid, and we'd be duking it out for number 1 spot. But since we've seen this before, it is a bit of just a variant repaint, barely at that much. That's why he's going to be at the end for here. I think that makes a lot of sense. But what I want to know what makes sense is your list. You tell me your order. I want to know your order from favorite to least favorite. No ties, no nothing. You got to make the hard decisions just like I did. Who do you like and what order do you put them in? Am I totally wrong? Did I get it wrong? You guys tell me in the comments. And then while you're here, don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We're marching towards 10,000 subscribers. Once we do hit that 10,000 mark, there's going to be a massive giveaway. I got some special videos planned in the process of making. So once we get that, it's going to be quite the celebratory week as we'll knock all those videos out. We'll do some big time giveaways of a lot of figures. Haven't figured out exactly how I'm going to do it, if I'm going to break them up or one person's going to win just a massive box. We'll see what happens, but be ready for that. So make sure you're subscribed and tell a friend. Make sure they're subscribed as well. So for the Elite 86 gang, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.